everyone, and welcome to Checkpoint. Yeah! All right, I'm excited to be on your screen tonight, and I want to ask you, how was your day? Hope it was good. I hope you are having a very nice day. Now, I want to start by saying thank you, and thank you again for all that you do for us at Checkpoint. Because of your likes, your shares, your comments, the questions asked, Checkpoint is reaching a wider audience, and for this I am indeed very grateful. Now I'll be introducing the topic for today, and in a very short time, and I'd like you to do something for me as you have always done. Please go ahead, like this video, subscribe on my YouTube channel, and please click on the notification bell so that whenever I bring out fresh content, you will be the first to be notified of the fresh content that I'm bringing. Now, like, share, comment, and let me know you are right here. Make sure you are sharing this video to your friends, your relations, your associates, and your neighbors. Let them know that we are here at Checkpoint. I can't wait to share what I have for you today, and I know, like I know it in my heart, that you will be utterly blessed. You'll be thoroughly blessed in today's session. So please, what are you waiting for? Go ahead, share this link, all right? Make sure somebody's getting it because it's so important. All right, I'll be back right after this break. Don't go anywhere, and when I come back, I'll be sharing with you the topic for today. See you soon. All right, and welcome back to Checkpoint. Now, today is going to be a very interesting day here at Checkpoint because I'll be sharing with you the topic, finding intrinsic motivation. Let me say that again. Finding intrinsic motivation, all right? Finding intrinsic motivation. I like to be sharing this topic with you, and I know it's something that's going to really help you in life and in destiny, no matter who you are, no matter where you are. All right, are you ready? Have you shared the video? Have you told your friends and relations and associates and neighbors about Checkpoint? Now do that very quickly, because at Checkpoint we equip, we empower, and educate you to become the best version of yourself, and that's all we do. So please make sure you are sharing the video to somebody. All right, so today's topic is finding intrinsic motivation. Now, the word motivation, when you check the dictionary, it simply means a willingness of action. A willingness of action, especially as it relates to behavior. So you are trying to do something, you are motivated, you are willing from within you, all right? You are willing to do something, all right? When we talk about motivation, we're talking about your reason, your incentive, your why you are doing what you are doing. So that's what motivation basically is. And motivation is the major reason why we do what we do. It's the reason why you go out, it's the reason why you come in, it's the reason why you stay awake at night, it's the reason why you put in some energy, some pressure to get things done. It is the reason why you try to meet up with targets. Motivation is the reason why you are doing what you are doing now. Motivation, lack of motivation, is also the reason why you are not doing what you ought to be doing now. Motivation helps you to take action. Motivation helps you to go to work on something, and sometimes you even get to the point where you overwork yourself because you are highly motivated. So when we talk about motivation, it's something that you have to know. It has to be willingness. So why are you willing to go the extra mile? Why are you willing to do that? That is what motivation is all about. Now, first and foremost, I must honestly share with you that there are two basic types of motivation, all right? It is universally agreed that there are two major types of motivation. The first one is what we call the intrinsic motivation. That means motivation from within, all right? It means internal motivation. Intrinsic motivation is motivation from within. That's internal motivation. This is the kind of motivation that comes from within you, all right? It does not come from any other external source. It does not come from somebody else. It does not come from anything else. It just comes from deep within you. And that is basically the kind of motivation we are going to be dealing with in today's video. The second kind of motivation is what we call extrinsic motivation. Extrinsic motivation is also known as external motivation, which means that you are motivated from outside you. So somebody or someone around you is the one trying to motivate you so that you do a particular thing or take a particular kind of action. So we have to take note that first and foremost, there is intrinsic motivation and there is extrinsic motivation. In today's video, I'll be focusing on finding intrinsic motivation. You need to know that there is a motivation that comes from within. I am an emotional intelligence expert, and one thing I know is that among the 5 basic competencies of emotional intelligence, self-motivation is one of the competences. We cannot say that you are emotionally intelligent until you come to that point where you have the ability to motivate yourself. Intrinsic motivation is that motivation that comes from within you, all right? It is not innate in the sense that you are born with it. No, you are not born with it, but it is something you can develop. It is something you can improve upon. It is something that you can work on. It is something that you can increase, all right? So innate or intrinsic motivation is something, is a willingness that bubbles from deep within you, all right? It is a reason that comes from you. It does not come from somebody around you. It does not come from anybody, but that is why you need to have what we call this intrinsic motivation. Let me tell you this. There is a reason why intrinsic motivation tops extrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation is better than extrinsic motivation. Ask me why. Now, listen very attentively. To be motivated internally is far more better than to be motivated externally. The fact that you are able to self-motivate yourself is a great emotional intelligence competence, because many people can be motivated externally. Many people can be motivated extrinsically, but only a few people know how to motivate themselves from within. Intrinsic motivation is higher and better than extrinsic motivation, because a day will come when nobody will encourage you. A day will come when nobody will root for you. A day will come when even the people that should stand by you, family, friends, relations, associates, neighbors who should root for you, decide that you are not worth the effort. What then happens? Do you just sit down there and begin to cry and begin to worry and begin to call on a pity party? Do you resign to fate? Do you tell yourself it is over? Do you tell yourself, oh, I can't do anything more? Do you tell yourself that this is the very end of me? Do you just give up on life itself? What then do you do when the people who should be rooting for you, the people who should be celebrating you, the people who should be telling you, right on, you can make it, if they are the ones who are disappointing you, if they are the ones who are letting go of you, if they are the ones who are failing you, if they are the ones who are unavailable, what then do you do? That's the question. Because this is why intrinsic motivation is far more higher than extrinsic motivation. This is why it tops it. Because that day will come. Oh, I've had my own fair share. I've done things that I finished doing. I put in my best effort. I put in all my energy into it. And then I get to show somebody and the person tells me, I have my reservations. Do you kill yourself? What then do you do? Because sometimes the people who should be for you are not there for you. And listen to me, it's life. It's life, it's not personal. If you take it personal, you die of heartache. If you take it personal, you will die of pain. Because you'll be unhappy, you'll be sad, you'll be full of bitterness and resentment, simply because you were expecting them to be on your side and they were not. So what happens? I've had my own fair deal. I'm telling you, I've had my own fair share. It has happened not once, not twice, not 3 times. So what do? Because intrinsic motivation is that thing that will keep you going when every other person has forsaken you. Intrinsic motivation is that will keep your mind single on your purpose, all right, and make your body to be full of light. Intrinsic motivation is that thing that makes you, despite you failed the last time, you go back and do it again, and you do it again, and you know in your heart that one day, soon, very, very soon, you will get the results that you have always expected. That's intrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation will keep you awake at night. Intrinsic motivation will keep you pushing, keep you walking, keep you practicing, whatever it is that you need to reach your anticipated result. That's what intrinsic motivation will do for you. Let me tell you, extrinsic motivation is good. There is no doubt about it. When people encourage you, when people motivate you, it is good, it is nice, it is wonderful. But then, what if they choose not to? What if they say no? The mother of Jesus was watching her son, a son she gave birth to, as she wrapped and she nurtured and she raised, going to the cross. Do you think that when he was going to the cross, that the mother would have fully encouraged him to do so? Jesus needed intrinsic motivation to keep going when everything had failed him. He went to the Garden of Gethsemane and he said, "This cup is too heavy for me to carry." He was talking to his father. He said, the spirit is very willing, but the flesh is very weak. And he begged his father for something. He said, "If it is possible, let this cup pass over me." But he didn't end there. He did not end there. He got to that point where he said, "Nevertheless, let your will be done." That is the point of intrinsic motivation. That is the point of internal motivation. You know, in our era and in our time, people say, "Oh, we don't want motivational speakers anymore." Without motivation, you will achieve nothing. That is the truth. Quote me anywhere. Because you need to be motivated from within you. A day will come when people who should believe you will disappoint you. As a matter of fact, if you had had people believe you too much, enjoy. "Oh, thank you. I'm glad. You have a nice life." All right? Bravo. Well done. But there are people who, when they saw the vision that God had promised them, who, when they saw where God was taking them to, everyone around them forsook them. Do you know that a day came when the disciples of Jesus, he had 12 disciples, not even one stood by him. Peter, the one that should have stood by him, was the one who denied him 3 times. This man called Jesus, for what he had believed, stood alone. He didn't give up. He didn't quit on the assignment. He didn't say, "Oh, Father, I can't do this anymore." No. I renounce everything I've said. No, he didn't do that. He kept moving. He kept going towards the cross. The cross was too heavy. He fell many times on the road. He kept moving. That's what I'm talking about, motivation. Think of anyone you know who is valuable today, who is impacting their world today. They are very highly motivated people. They are self-motivated. You cannot say you are an emotionally intelligent person until you have motivation from deep within you. Because external or extrinsic motivation can fail you. It can fail you. But one thing that will not fail you is what we call intrinsic motivation. It is always said that if nobody believes in you, you can still succeed. But you will never succeed if you refuse to believe in yourself. So without extrinsic motivation, we can survive. But we will never survive without intrinsic motivation. There must be this fire burning on your inside that keeps you going when every other person has fallen by the roadside. There must be this fire burning on your inside. When you want to do something that is truly important, that you keep moving, you keep pushing, you keep dreaming, you keep digging, you keep studying, you keep praying, because you know that what is fueling you is not from the external, it's from within you. Protect your inside. Protect yourself internally. Protect what you believe in. Protect what you know. Protect who you are. Protect your integrity. Protect your reason, your why for doing everything that you are doing, because internal motivation will always be higher than external motivation. Let me tell you, do you know that when you are motivated, when you have this intrinsic motivation, you'll be able to start a project and finish it. You'll be able to dream a dream and execute it. You'll be able to meet targets on time. You'll be able to become the version of yourself that you truly want to be. You'll be able to help others. You'll be able to become a great leader. Because sometimes even the people that stand with you publicly are denying you privately. So what then do you do? Being a pastor's wife for more than 17 years is no small deal. There have been days that were so difficult that if I was depending on external motivation, I would have failed woefully. There have been days, difficult days, hard days in life, hard days in ministry, days where we could have quit if all we had was external motivation. But the internal kept us going. The internal, the intrinsic motivation kept us going. Remember, I said at the beginning that motivation is all about your willingness to do a thing, your reason for doing a thing, what pushes you. Listen to me. Another benefit of internal or intrinsic motivation is that at the end of the day, whatever it is you're doing gives you this innermost fulfillment. You see, that fulfillment that money cannot buy, that fulfillment that is not temporal in nature, that fulfillment that fills your heart with joy, that motivation is the type that makes your heart bubble. It makes you to be confident in who you are. That's intrinsic motivation. In all you're getting, get intrinsic motivation. Jephthah, the Bible made us know that Jephthah was a man of war. He was a man of battle. But this young man was born by a harlot. They called him son of a harlot. He was born out of wedlock. His half-brothers threw him away, chased him out of the house. He went and developed himself. He went in a place of loneliness and he built up himself. Internally, he was motivated because the external motivation was lacking. His half-brothers, who should have protected him, who should have kept him, who should have known that his being born was not his fault. Rather, it was because of the actions of two other adults who should have kept him and preserved him. They didn't. They kicked him out of the house. But Jephthah went and developed himself and built up himself. Bishop said something that was very striking and powerful in church today. He said that when you go to Tob, you eventually become the topic. Tob is a place of loneliness, a place of dryness, a place of nothingness, a place where there is low or no encouragement. But he went there, prepared himself, developed himself, and when he came out, the Bible made us to understand that young boys kicked him out of his father's house. But when he had intrinsically motivated himself and intrinsically developed himself, elders came looking for him. So if you're still out there thinking that what I'm saying is just talk, I laugh, because ask any great leader what kept them going. They will tell you it was that thing inside, that fire inside that no one could quench, that fire inside that adversity could not quench, that fire inside that pain could not quench, that fire inside that enemies around could not quench, that thing that kept them going, that inner push, that thing, that passion from within, that's what kept them going. That belief in something bigger than themselves, that confidence that something good will come out of this, that is intrinsic motivation. The Bible says that Jephthah asked the elders. This time, he was no longer talking to the young boys of the city. He was talking to the elders. He said, elders of this city, if I go out there, fight for you, and I defend you, and I win, am I going to be your head? I can imagine the swag with which he said that. He must have been bragging. He must have been feeling good. He said, am I going to be your head? You know what? They said yes. You will be our head. You will be our captain. Jephthah went all out and fought that battle. The Bible tells us in the book of Judges that a time came, he said, when I looked around and there was nobody coming to help me, when I looked around and I saw no man coming to assist me, he said, and I took responsibility for my life. That's internal motivation, intrinsic motivation. He looked around and the people who should stand by him, people who should be fighting with, they were no longer there with him. But he looked within himself. He said, and I helped myself. I motivated myself. I strengthened myself. I took charge of my life. If you have been pampered too much, you may not get what I'm saying. If you have been pampered all your life, you may not get what I'm saying. But if you have gone through the journey of the hard knocks of life, you know exactly what it is I'm saying. Most of the things that we have been able to achieve did not come easy. It came through a lot of hardness and difficulty. A general is no general until he has survived some marks on his body. It is that intrinsic motivation that keeps you going, no matter how bad things get. So I'd like you today to unlock that intrinsic motivation, that thing from deep within you that cries, I will not die small. That cries, I will never be poor. That tells you, I must affect my generation positively. That is what I'm talking about. That intrinsic motivation. Something that makes you to keep working, that makes you to keep praying, that makes you to keep do whatever it is that you have set your hands to do. You keep doing that thing. You keep pushing. You keep working. You keep moving forward because you know that it has a reason. It has there's a strong reason behind it. There's a purpose behind it. There is a purpose greater than yourself involved in what it is you are doing. There are many days I'm supposed to shoot this video for you, but I'm so tired. I'm worn out. I'm stressed out. I'm so tired that I can barely walk. But I know that I can't keep quiet. I know in my heart that the reason I do this is because somebody somewhere will listen to me and move forward in life. Somebody somewhere will listen to me and make a tangible change in his or her life. I know that the difference between who a person is and who they can be is the words from my mouth. I believe so much that every time I shoot this video, every time I'm talking through your screens, that I am moving somebody's life forward. This is my motivation. I know that through my words in this program called Checkpoint, I am educating you, I am equipping you, I am empowering you to become the better version of yourself. That's what keeps me going. I know that my words are not in vain. I know that I'm not wasting my time. So no matter how hard it is, no matter how tired I am, I come back here, I face the cameras, lights on, and I begin to speak to you because I know that these words are not empty. I know that these words will bless your life. I know that even if it is not today, somebody somewhere who listens to this video much later will become better just because of the words I have spoken. So I push myself. So I keep pushing. So I keep fighting. So I keep improving. So just to make sure that it is done. So I want to tell you, unlock the inner motivation. Stop waiting for people to encourage you. At times, when you are doing something that people have dared to do and couldn't, instead of encouraging you, what they would do is that they begin to discourage you. When you begin to do something too difficult for the human mind to comprehend, they do not encourage you. They will discourage you. They'll tell you nobody has done that before. Who are you? What makes you think you can do it? They would use all manner of words. Oh, that business, everybody's failing at it. Nobody's succeeding at it, because they are envious. They are envious of who you can be and what you can become. They can't even comprehend the fact that what they could not do, you are the one that is doing it. So if you are waiting for them to encourage you, you would fail ultimately. Without intrinsic motivation, you cannot succeed. But without extrinsic motivation, you can succeed. As long as your intrinsic motivation is intact. Your inner why. The reason why you're doing this. The reason why you're laboring. The reason why you're writing that book. The reason why you're singing that song. The reason why you're working harder. The reason why you are pressing in on that front. The reason why you are trying to meet that target. That reason, that inner reason. Do you know that Abraham Maslow, he's the one who gave a very in-depth study on the hierarchy of needs. Abraham Maslow explained that motivation is a human being's attempt at fulfilling his or her personal needs. That motivation is a human being's attempt at fulfilling his or her personal needs. So whether it be physiological needs, whether it be safety needs, whether it be love and belongingness needs, whether it be esteem needs or self-actualization, all of these needs, according to Abraham Maslow, are man's attempt. Motivation is man's attempt at meeting these basic needs. So physical needs, safety needs, love needs, that's the need for belongingness, esteem needs, self-actualization needs. Motivation is man's attempt. You are trying to meet the need. So sometimes it can be different needs. So what I'm saying is that whatever works for you, make sure that you are making an attempt to unlock the intrinsic motivation and ensure that you get motivated. As I begin to round up, I know this is going to be one of my shortest videos, but as I begin to round up, I'd like to share with you the ways to enhance your inner motivation or your intrinsic motivation or your internal motivation. You need to be able to enhance it. Number one, you have to understand yourself. That's called self-awareness. Understand who you are. Understand what triggers you. Understand what moves you. Understand what makes you tick. Understand your why. Why are you here? Why? What have you come here to do? Understand who you are in God. Understand who you have been created to be. This is self-awareness. Very, very, very important. You need to know why you are here. You need to know who you are. All right, you need to know what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, because I can't motivate you to, you know, I watched a video the other time, and a chicken was shouting and jumping at a dog, and somebody said, this is just a motivational, okay, he said, I don't know who was the motivational speaker that this chicken listened to before going to confront the dog. So it was humorous and funny, but then it is true. You could see that something must have motivated this chicken to really be shouting at the dog that can kill it with just one snap of a finger. So, but that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying basically is that you have to understand who you are so that you know your strengths, so that you know your weaknesses, so that you know the areas what you can do and what you cannot do. So that way I won't motivate you to fly, because you were not meant to fly. So I won't say, oh, you have to get self-motivated, you know, and then you get motivated to start flying. You were not configured to fly, just like that. All right, if you must fly, you must fly in an aeroplane or with another gadget. So that is it. Number two way to find your inner or your intrinsic motivation is that you have to link your actions to a higher purpose. You have to link your actions to a higher purpose. So if you say, I'm going to read this book again, you must be able to tell yourself, why am I reading this book? Maybe so that I can be a blessing to my generation. Once you make that purpose higher, once you link your action to a higher purpose, it becomes easier for you to do what you have to do in order to motivate yourself. All right, so it will be easy for you to motivate yourself if you know that what you are doing does not end with you, that what you are doing is not just all about you, it's for a greater purpose. All right, number 3 way you can use to find your inner motivation is that you can go to volunteer. All right, do something for somebody who cannot pay you back. That's one wonderful way to improve on your motivation or to enhance your motivation. Look for somebody who cannot pay you back and do something for them, and that is really, really amazing. All right, that's really, really amazing. Now, number 4 is that you have to push yourself. Push yourself. If you're waiting for the whole world to push you, nobody's going to push you. You owe it to yourself to push yourself. Nobody is going to push you more than you push yourself. So push yourself. You won't crack. You won't fail. You won't fall. You won't falter. Push yourself. Push yourself. Please, if you have been watching this video from the beginning, please do well to drop me a comment. Drop me a comment. Let me know you are truly enjoying the video. Let me know you are learning stuff from the video. Let me know which of the points is blessing you the most. Push yourself. Number 5 thing I'd like you to do is that don't wait until you like something before you do it. All right? Don't wait until you like something before you do it. If you need to exercise, if you need to cut down on some weight, don't wait till you like exercising. Let me tell you the truth. Very few, minimal, I would even add abnormal people like exercising because it's stressful, it's strenuous, and they would always tell you no pain, no gain, because there's pain involved. So only a very few number of people truly like to exercise. Exercising is difficult, it's not easy. So whatever it is that you have to do, you don't have to necessarily like it to do it. Sometimes you eat, you don't eat because you just like all the food you get to eat, but you eat because you know that it is necessary to keep you healthy. So you don't have to like it to do it. When you study for an exam, you would prefer to watch a movie, right, than study. So, but when you are reading and studying and bending your back to study, you are not studying because it's fun. It's not always fun to study. All right, especially if you're reading for an exam. But then when you study, you know there is a benefit attached to it. So don't wait until you like it before you can do something about it. And that should be number 6 now. Number 6 is that you have to tell yourself, I can do it. I can do it. A can-do spirit is what you need to develop your intrinsic motivation. A can-do spirit. I can do it. Tell yourself, I can do it. I can do it. Yes, I can do it. I can do it. I say it over and over again. I can do it. If anybody can do it, I am the one who can do it. Don't look down on yourself. Don't conclude on yourself. You are wonderful. You are fantastic. You are able. You are capable. You are worthy. You are beautiful. You are strong. Tell yourself, you are able to do these things. Don't look down on yourself. Don't castigate yourself. Don't even believe the opinions of people concerning you. Sometimes they might say ugly things about you. Sometimes they might say things that they really don't mean, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all, at all. It doesn't matter. Tell yourself, I can do it. Find that I can do spirit. Find that can do spirit from within you and tell yourself, yes, I can. Don't always be, oh, it can't, I can't, it can't. Don't be don't be that person. Don't be that person. Tell yourself, I can do it. I will do it. I'm able to do it. I have done it already, all right? So tell yourself, you can do it. That's self-intrinsic, internal motivation. That's what it's all about. And number 7, how to find your intrinsic motivation is that you have to connect to a source greater than you. Connect to God. Hey, I must honestly tell you, in my experience, life experience of almost 4 decades, I can comfortably tell you that beyond motivation, you need to connect to God. Because for some of us, what truly motivates us is that God knows us and we know God. That we're connected to Him. That we have His life source on our inside. That He breathed into us and made us a living soul. That His Spirit lives and abides within us. That's our greatest motivation. That's what keeps us going. That's what keeps us alive. That's what keeps us burning. That's what makes us look like we are indestructible, simply because we are connected to a source greater than us. Because we know that we are not alone on this journey. We are not alone in this movement. We know that God is with us. So connect to a source that is higher than you. A day will come when even your inner motivation will fail you. That's the truth. A day will come when you search everywhere, you can't find it. But what you can find is the God within you. What you can find is the God who lives inside of you. So I want to encourage you, finding intrinsic motivation. So key, so powerful. In times, in the days that we're in, especially when you look at the left and you look at the right, look at the front and look at the back, everything is filled with discouragement. It seems that wrong is being labeled as right and right labeled as wrong. What will keep you going is the intrinsic motivation. Your reason for doing what you are doing. Your reason for living the way you are living. Your reason for reading the way you are reading. Your reason for singing the way you are singing. Your reason, your why for living the way you are living. That's what's going to keep you. So that's what I want to share with you today. It's brief, but I know it has become a huge blessing to you. Please keep leaving your likes, keep sharing the video, and keep dropping your comments. I would really love to read from you and hear your thoughts on this subject matter. In case you joined us late, please go back to the beginning of the video and watch from the very beginning to the end. Drop your comments, let me know you are here. Please subscribe on this channel. Do well to subscribe and also click on the notification bell so that when I post new videos, you will get to know. Now, until I come your way again, keep making a positive, indelible mark in the lives of people and on the sands of time. I love you so much. Bye-bye for now. Mwah. Hi everyone, I hope you are blessed by that message. All right, so I want you to just go ahead and support us. If you are led, go ahead and just sow into the account right on the screen. And I know that as you do that, God will bless you big time. Because of the seeds you are sowing, you will be able to reach a wider audience on different platforms. So please do well to sow that seed and God will bless you. Love you.